done before to prove his wife wrong once. My wife, who I adore, we had this conversation 2 days ago. She goes, guys are hard to shop for. You never know what to get guys. No, I don't think that's true at all. Get him something that is a practical gift, that gets him out of trouble, that resolves problems, and is a gadget that's fun to play with. This combines all those elements together, and it really is one of the best gift ideas I've ever seen. And by the way, it's not just for guys, it's for anybody. I want to introduce you to Howard Irvine. How are you, buddy?
Good to be here, Dan.
You and I, we're both kind of farmer mentality. If you got a problem, you resolve it, you fix it yourself.
Absolutely.
If you get into your automobile, and the colder the weather becomes, the more often you turn that key and the battery does nothing, I don't have time to call a neighbor or to find a good Samaritan, to worry about the regular jumper cables. This is the Stanley FatMax. It is a portable power solution. This is their top of the line, their Mac Daddy, their biggest beast. It's powerful enough to jumpstart a 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, even an 8-cylinder pickup truck like mine. But it also has 2 AC ports that if the power goes out in your neighborhood, I can plug not one, but 2 different things into this, like a table lamp.
You can, up to 500 watts of 120 volt, just like the household, and a 12 volt socket and a USB on top of the 120 PSI air compressor and the jump start. It's the 3 most important tools I think you can have in your car, and it comes from Stanley. And of course, the FatMax name is their top of the line. You know, you can't go wrong when you see the FatMax name.
Now, here's the crazy part. I've sold 80,000 of these. 80,000. Now, it's clearance sale priced at the best price I remember. At $129.96, it's the same great FatMax power that so many people have really appreciated. And I've seen all kinds of car starters out there. And believe me, we make a lot of different ones available because it's all about your personal choice. But this does a lot more than just jump start a car.
It does. The air compressor is the most important thing I think I can have with me because I use it more often. You have 4 tires on your car and a spare. Yep. And there's no real indication when you're going to get a leak. You know, it just happens, and then the tire's low, the light comes on in your dash, and what are you going to do?
My trailers, my stock trailers, my horse trailer, they're out in the middle of a field.
Right.
I am a long way away from an electrical outlet and my regular compressor. Now I can make sure that those things work. This makes me happy. The football game this weekend at Eagle Stadium, tailgating, plug that in for me. What do you have in there?
Just water.
Well, that story was a little different this weekend.
Getting power is as easy as that. Plug it in, throw the switch, you've got power. But I love the car. Can we take a look at the car?
Sure.
I drained the battery down in the car by leaving the headlights on. It's something anybody could do.
Okay.
Here we are with 1,400 peak amps of instant starting power. That's what you're saying, enough for the 4, 6, and 8-cylinder engines.
Because so many of them out there, I mean, they're going to jumpstart the tiny cars, but they're not going to get a truck.
And the 120 PSI air compressor with a digital gauge, so it shuts off automatically. We're going to see that too. That's so nice because you don't have to worry about, are you overfilling your tire? Again, safety. They make this thing easy enough that anyone can do it, but with the power and features that a pro or that guy, that tool guy in your life is going to love. The LED work light, because when the power goes out, at least you can see what you're doing. Plug it in, flip the switch, you've got 120 volts of power.
That's the same voltage that's coming out of your wall outlet.
Yes, up to 500 watts. If you're wondering what you plug in, you just check the item you want to plug in. If it's 500 watts or less, you're good to go.
So a good example, a 60-watt light bulb and a table lamp, you plug that in, you've got light when everybody else in the neighborhood is sitting in the dark. And this is rechargeable over and over and over again. I also want to point out the shipping and handling, even though it's clearance sale priced, is free. You have to consider if it's strong enough and powerful enough to jumpstart an automobile battery. It can do that because it's got a smaller version of an automobile battery in it. These things are expensive to ship. Shipping and handling is $17 and change. You won't have to pay for that. That's included.
The battery's dead. You want to get in and give it a try?
Yeah.
You know, this could be a cold morning like it is today, raining, and you need to get to work. You need to get to your doctor's appointment. You need to pick up the kids, and you get in your car, and what happens?
I got a little bit of power, enough for the ding, but I got nothing to get it started.
But you don't have to worry about jumper cables or waiting an hour for the tow truck because the safeties are built in. I'm going to hook this up incorrectly on purpose to show you that even if you don't know what you're doing, if you find the battery and connect it, it's going to tell you.
Now, Howard, that's scary, because if you did that with regular jumper cables, you'd be running the risk of a spark or electrical damage or danger.
Now, when you have it hooked up correctly, it's also going to tell you that. The little engine symbol is flashing. The status of the battery inside here is lit up.
Right.
And now I turn this keyless safety switch to on, and the power of this goes right into my car, just like another vehicle's here, but you don't need another vehicle here because you have the FatMax. You're on the road in 5 minutes. Go ahead and start it up.
So I don't need a Good Samaritan. I like the idea that I don't need the secondary vehicle.
You don't have to wait
Man, are we out of
an
gear?
hour for
We're
roadside
all right.
assistance. You don't have
ready?
to pay the tow truck. And there you go.
Hey, we're
as
back
quick
on the
as
road,
that,
man.
you're on the road. You're not late for the doctor's appointment. You're not late picking up the kids. You can get to work on time, or you can get home at the end of the day when you're tired and just want to go home. You can deal with that dead battery on your terms. Maybe that battery's no good anymore.
Right.
But you don't want to be left wherever you are. Deal with it later. Take it to the auto parts store after you've jump-started it.
That one time makes it well worth the purchase. And you and I, again, Howard has been the FatMax guy for Stanley forever. This is the piece of equipment. It just started raining like crazy.
It's starting to rain
By the
again.
way, if your tires are a little low, on the inside of your door, on either the frame itself or right here on the door, is a sticker that says exactly what the tire pressure needs to be for your front and rear tires. Then, because you've got a digital power gauge,
Hook up the SureFit tip, which threads right onto your valve stem, no struggling. As soon as you press the compressor button, it's going to light up the pressure that it's in your tire, and then it's going to set the pressure that you want to put in your tire with these plus and minus. Once you get to the pressure you want, it sets, you press the button, turns it on, and then you can walk away. No worrying about that. It is backlit so you can see it, but you don't have to worry.
Yep.
You can't overinflate it. It shuts off automatically.
you and I are car guys. I struggle with reading the tire gauge because I need reading glasses, and I never have my reading glasses with me because I don't want my wife to remember that I need reading glasses.
Right.
It's the best gift. My wife again says, you know, it's so hard to shop for guys. No, it's not.
It's not.
And
They're gonna
this
love
unit's
this.
rechargeable over and over and over again. That price is absolutely the best I've seen. That's a $165 QVC price. We're at $129.96 on clearance. When they're gone, they're gone. 80,000 QVC customers have picked it up, and they all paid a higher price. Your shipping and handling at $17.22. Keep in mind, for this thing to work, it's got to have a smaller version of your car battery in it. That means weight. That means expensive to ship. But the $17.22 is already taken care of for you. Your shipping and handling is free.
Yep, there's some of the run times that you're able to get with this. A 120-watt lamp for 2 hours, a 60-watt fan 2 hours, a 40-watt lamp 4 hours, 30-watt laptop 5 hours, and a TV for 5 hours. But my favorite is the smartphone or the clock radio, because you're going to need to go to work, even if the power's out. Set your alarm clock. Think how many charges you're going to get on your phone with 25 hours. Mine only take an hour to charge. That's 25 charges. The power's out. You're able to stay in touch with your family, let them know you're all right, find out if they're all right. You're able to do that over and over. And of course, when you've used up all that it has, you can recharge this in the car. So if the power's out for days, there's a car cord included with a FatMax. Plug in your car, go for a drive.
Plug it in when you go to work and when you're driving home, and that way you've got power again that night. It could be the table lamp, which you can't really tell, but it is lit out.
It is
here.
on. The fan down there is running, a television, the alarm clock. It's got
40
the
degrees,
USB.
you've got a fan on.
Yes. Keep things cool out here.
Just showing up, yeah.
Yep. 500 watts of power and the 12 volt and the USB. So you've got all that power at home. When you need to charge it up, you don't need to go looking for this.
This is one of my favorite
cube.
features. So many of the charging, and they are called cubes, come with a charger like this. What's the first thing you do? You misplace
You
it.
put it in the drawer and you forget where it is when you need it. It's built right into the Stanley FatMax. Right here, you can put any extension cord at home on there. They've even included a little one, and both this and the car charging cord store right inside this compartment, so you have them with you all the time with the air compressor hose. It also comes with the 3 things you're going to need to use your compressor for things other than your tires. It's got the sports ball needle, it's got the beach inflatable, and even one for racing bicycles. So you've got it all. 120 PSI is more than enough for any of the things you're going to have around the house.
FatMax is Stanley's top of the line. When you see FatMax on the designation of any of their hand tools, those are their best.
They are.
And we've got it. In fact, we had exclusive rights to this for the longest of time. And we had a lot of people who picked them up. 80,000. Now at the best price. Clearance sale price, $129.96. I don't have a reorder on this model for Christmas. So what I've got in inventory is all we've got. We've had what, over 1,000? 600 of them that have already been ordered just in this presentation alone. Shipping and handling is free. You've got 6 months to pay for it. That's payments of $21.66. Some of these nozzles, like the SureFit brass air nozzle instead of plastic.
It makes it so much easier. It threads
I
right
agree.
onto your valve stem. That other one that you have to bend the little handle over is so hard to get on and off, and people struggle to get it fully on, and then it won't inflate. This one threads right on. Fingertip strength is all you need to be able to blow up your tires or anything else. The LED work light is a great too.
When my wife says that guys are hard to shop for, all a guy wants is to alleviate as much frustration in his life
That's
as possible.
exactly right.
Do you agree?
And you want it to work. Whatever you have, you want it to be good. That's why the Stanley FatMax is so important, because you know you can rely on it. It's a name we've been relying on for 170 years, more than that.
When I go out into the field, and let's say I'm loading up my stock trailer, and I notice that one of the tires is a little low on air. For me, normally, I got to hook it up, take it all the way out of my barn area, all the way to my shop, plug in the air conditioner,
Hope that the
air
cord's
compressor.
long enough, hope that the hose is long enough.
With this, it's all portable. I just use it right then and there. If you get up in the morning and your battery is dead in your car, to be able to be back on the road right now without having to call anybody for help, that sense of independence is wonderful.
It is. You're not stranded.
I like
you're
that
not
reverse
abandoned.
polarity,
It
too.
is. It's telling you have them on wrong and you haven't heard anything. So you don't need to worry. If you don't know what you're doing, all you need to do is find that battery. So now I'm going to connect it the other way. It's telling me that it's on right. The little engine symbol is flashing. It's showing me the voltage inside my FatMax. Then I turn the keyless safety to on.
Yep.
Get in and start my car. It's that fast. In 5 minutes from the time I turn that key and find out I have a dead battery, I'm driving again.
Which roadside assistance, those folks, they earn their paychecks, but it could easily be more than $129 to get your battery jump started. And you may be sitting around for hours waiting for them to show up. This is independence. This is freedom. The compressor on it, I've seen a lot of car starters. And they're all good, but this is a lot more than a car starter. Your air inflation in your tires is every bit as important as anything else. That's safety. That's the only thing that contacts the road.
It is, and riding on low tires, it wastes gas,
Yep.
it wears out your tires, and is dangerous, because when that tire is bulging, it starts to heat up. When it starts to heat up, the rubber breaks down, and you're risking a blowout, and you really don't want that. So put that air compressor on there. It actually remembers the pressure you set. So if you keep it in the back of your car, have it set, get out
That's so
again,
good.
it's ready to go, and you don't have to worry about overinflating. You turn it on, it stops when it knows you reach the right pressure.
You then also have 500 watts on a power inverter, so you can plug regular household stuff into this when you have a power outage. A 120 watt lamp will run for 2 hours. The 60 watt runs on a fan for 2 hours. 40 watt light bulbs, 4 hours. Your laptop, 5 more hours of being connected.
Absolutely.
And I agree with you. The last two on the list are probably the most important.
Yes, and if I was going to use a lamp, I'd actually use an LED, and you get even more runtime than that 120 watt. And so you can.
If you have a power outage at your home, you still have to get up and
Yes.
go to work. You better be able to plug that alarm clock in, because the boss is not going to accept that as an excuse.
Nope. And the Stanley FatMax is going to make sure you get there on time. It's going to make sure your car starts.
Yep.
It's going to make sure your tires are inflated. It's going to make sure your alarm clock rings. It's going to make sure your phone is charged. Everything taken care of.
Even if you're new at QVC, you get 6 easy pay payments on it, and your shipping and handling is free. Clearance sale price on the big guy, on the Stanley FatMax. 80,000 people have picked it up in the past. Howard, thank you, sir.
Dan.
Thank you. I'm headed back inside. It's cold out here.